Hello and welcome to the Red Devil channel, and today I've decided to show my aim routine. This is my practice routine I do before I go live, before I go into a stream and I go play Valorant competitive. This is what I do, and you're gonna see we're gonna be taking a progressive approach. So we're gonna start with some easy practices and then we're gonna progress harder and harder and harder. So it's gonna get more difficult, and that gets you warmed up perfectly for the final test, which is playing an actual competitive game where all the skill and aim comes together and you play with the team. So first off, I usually like to do this on the Vandal. You go here, you spawn yourself, put the bots on standstill, and then you start just simply popping some heads, bro. You want to do this for a couple of minutes, at least 2 minutes. You want to keep the bots humble, just keep shooting them. This makes you practice your spray control and aim, like you get your arms stable. You also need to do a bit of stretching on your arms. Like, it's good to stretch your arms because it does require a bit of muscle on the mouse, so you move around and you can aim the heads and pop heads. So because usually when I start shooting, my hand gets really tense on this practice. So I would like to take sometimes take a little bit off so I can get my hand to stretch. But then continue as normal. You want to do this for at least like 5 minutes, maybe around 5 minutes, no more than 5 minutes, because this is the most simple task after all. So you're gonna be doing this. Then what you would want to do is actually go from the side, leave the front, and go from the side of them. So now you can see that the bots are on different angles. You can see now they position different angles, different lengths, and this makes it a bit more difficult to aim at the bots. So you're gonna do this for another 1 to 2 minutes. Like, you do that for 1 to 2 minutes from there, then you come here, start shooting the bots from the side like this. This is all easy work. This is easy peasy. There's nothing too difficult so far. Okay, so now that you've done that, you shot the bots from the side and the front, they've been still. Now you want to get to the next level, which I like to do now, is go on F3 and make the bots strafe. So I'm going to do exactly as before. I'm going to shoot from the front, and then I'm going to go and shoot from the side. This actually practice the movements of players. So you have to practice your patience here. Like, take your time to take the shot. Don't be too inclined to take the shot. You always have to take your time to aim at the head, then shoot. Aim, then shoot. Aim, then shoot. It might sound simple, but this is the biggest thing people get wrong. You don't take reactive shots, start spraying immediately when you see someone. Oh, enemy. Oh, shoot. You gotta take your time. You gotta be calm. You gotta be patient, bro, to take the shot. Boom. You can't be just taking reactive shots at people, because you're gonna be losing a lot of fights if you're taking reactive shots. This is so important to master. You need to be patient when you're shooting. You need to wait for the bot to stop, then shoot. This goes the same way when you're shooting enemies. You need to wait for you to stop moving and then shoot them. Otherwise, you won't be hitting any shots, bro. This is where the practices get a bit more complicated, rather than bots standing still. Now you have the bots moving around. So you want to do this for a couple of minutes from this side. Then you want to head over to this side and do the same as well. Give you different angles, different lengths at the bots. You want to do this for like 2 minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes, until you get used to it. Like, you feel confident in getting shots. Because if you're missing a lot, then you need to do it more and more and more until you get comfortable and get used to the bots moving and shooting them when they stop. So you're gonna do this. So now that you have done the previous exercise for at least 5 minutes and you're comfortable with shooting the bots still, now we're gonna train your reaction time. So with this next exercise, we're gonna train how fast you aim at the bots. And this, we're gonna test this by doing this simple test. You come over to this corner, or you can choose the left corner, it doesn't matter really. And now you're gonna go and press start over there. So now you're gonna get the test. Now the bots are gonna be spawning and you need to shoot them as fast as you can. Now this tests your aim, reaction, and patience. Because even though you need to shoot them fast, you need to wait for them to stop, and you need to be accurate and not waste time in spraying. That means you need to, as best as you can, one tap fast with aiming on the head. Let's try it out. Go on, press start over there. Okay, so we did that in 60 seconds. It's not bad. My record is 48 seconds. So I've seen when I started doing this, I started at around 80, 90 seconds, then down to 70, then 60, and then when I get warmed up, 48 to 50, which is actually good. So you're going to want to do this at least 2 to 3 times before the next step. So you're going to do this and you're going to try and improve every time. Try to do it faster, try to one-tap and try to improve your reaction time. This will certainly improve your reaction time, and you do it 2 to 3 times before the next step. Okay, so third time we did 64 seconds, that's fine. Now I would like to take this chance to give you a bonus tip. So what I would like to do between warm-ups is usually take some time off to my hand to relax a bit. And I like to take like something, it can be whatever you can, something like a ball and that's soft, so you can like squish it up. And this actually gives your hand a bit of a, you can say like a training, you can say warm-up, because this actually releases the tension from the muscles build up from aiming. So this will help your hand become more light and be easier to aim. Your hand will be easier to move around. So this really helps me even between and during games when I feel my hand being stiff. This actually helps my hand feel lighter and be quicker at aiming. I think this really actually helps. It can be anything. For example, I use a pair of socks. People have been asking me, what is this? This is just a pair of socks that I use to squish around and just, you know, do like this and this. I'm sure most of you've seen pros doing it, and it's really helpful, I think. It really releases the tension from your muscles, from your hands, and really helps you aim better, and becomes much more easier. So let me actually get into the last and final step I do before going into a game. And that is actually, I know there's a big discussion between team deathmatch and deathmatch. A lot of people prefer to play team deathmatch, but I'll stop you right there. And I'll tell you that is completely incorrect in my opinion. What I'd like to do after this is go into deathmatches, no more, because a deathmatch can be really frustrating. But what you're actually trying to do when you play the deathmatch is getting used to dying, bro. Because I know everyone who dies gets frustrated. That's obvious, bro. You lost the duel and you get frustrated. It's important to get used to dying and not being frustrated. This really helps me out because when I start playing, and I actually start now, we see how we progressed. We started from bots standing still to bots moving to shooting bots at incorrect, fast aiming and doing it for time. And now we're moving to the next step where people are moving and actually shooting at you, which is the most difficult step of them all. Because the key to this game is winning your duels. Duels are the most important structure of this whole game. So when you go into a deathmatch, you actually practice just raw dueling. The thing I don't like about team deathmatch is that you actually have people with util, you have flashes, smokes, and the maps are a bit bad as well on team deathmatch. I don't really like the maps, they don't get you that warmed up, because it's not the same as playing the maps you play on competitive. So you would normally go into competitive, where you play on a certain map pool, which is the same as in deathmatch. So that gives a big advantage to when you go and practice the actual game. I know sometimes it might be ridiculous with people holding angles, playing off positions angles on the deathmatch, but this gives you a good warm-up and a good idea how and when you're going to take fights, and you're going to be ready for the next fight to take. This gives you the perfect preparation to go in an actual competitive, where only difference between it and deathmatch is the money structure, plus you have to use your comps and play with the team. I think deathmatch beats team deathmatch any day, and I would prefer to play two deathmatches and then go back in competitive. So that's what I usually do before I go and play competitive. I don't know, this is my aim routine, this is how I do it. It usually takes about half an hour to 1 hour to get warmed up and practice, but it's certainly doing it over and over again every day before you go into a game. You're gonna see crazy improvement on your aim, and you're gonna actually become better. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. We are live pretty much every single day. Moreover, now you can become a member of the channel and you can join down below. There's a link in the description, or there's a join button on my channel. That's obviously for people who want to get the cool badge and get cool emotes and actually join the Devil family. We're growing fast, and I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm thankful for people who watch, like, and subscribe. I'm really grateful. And yeah, that has been your boy Red Devil. That is my personal aim routine, and I have seen personally great results, and I'm happy with it. So that's why I decided to share this, and I hope it serves you well, and I hope you actually practice it and do become better in the game. Thank you for watching, and peace.